and walked off the mound with Johnny Oates and trainer Ray Ramirez with that arm problem. 0-1 pitch to Harold, swung on line toward right over McLemore's head, a base hit. Devereaux wheels it back in. That is the fourth hit for the White Sox. The third off Xavier Hernandez, and the tying run comes to the plate in the person of Lyle Mouton. Mazda is a proud sponsor of Texas Rangers Radio, and Mazda wants you to have it all. All the engineering, all the style, and while in the Metroplex, test drive a Mazda at any of your Dallas-Fort Worth Mazda dealers, and while you're there, register to win the Mazda MPV Rangers fan van. Hernandez comes to his set, and the pitch to Mouton. Tomahawk foul back behind the plate. The other National League scores we didn't get to, San Diego leading the Mets 2-1 in the top of the sixth in New York. And the Cardinals leading the Marlins 1-0 in the top of the fifth in St. Louis. The temperature has fallen almost 15 degrees in the last hour and a half here in Chicago. The 0-1 pitch, Mouton swings and grounds it foul behind third. It was 65 degrees, cloudy, and very windy when we started the game. It is now 51 degrees, windier, about 36-mile-an-hour gusts off a 25-mile-an-hour wind, and now we've got a little mist being swirled around. No balls, 2 strikes on Mouton. The Rangers play at double play depth with Clark holding the runner on. Nobody out in the bottom of the fourth. The pitch to Mouton swung on and grounded foul between Dean Palmer and Doug Rader, the third base coach. Martinez, the on-deck hitter. A grand slam by Mike Sims in the first inning off Wilson Alvarez, who left after 2, complaining of stiffness in his pitching shoulder, his left shoulder. That's the Rangers scoring. The White Sox got 2 off Hernandez in the third. 1 run scored on a passed ball. Here's the stretch. And the 0-2 to Mouton. Swung on and nubbed on one hop to Clark. He steps on the bag, goes down to second base, not in time, as Gill's tag on Harold Baines was an eyelash late. That was an odd ball coming off the bat. It kind of cued with English fading toward foul territory, and Clark had to make a very nice play to keep it from hopping out of his glove. He stepped on first to get the hitter. That took the force off at second, and he threw down in a hurry, but not quite in time, as Benji Gill's tag was just an eyelash late. So Baines advances to second base with 1 out, and here's Martinez, the left-handed hitting center fielder, who grounded to short against Hernandez back in the third inning. Baines, a slow runner, down at second base. They play Martinez to hit the other way in the outfield. Here's the pitch. A fastball strike at the belt on the outside corner. And they shade him particularly with Buford in center, but Devereaux in right is playing almost straight away. And there's a huge chasm between Buford and Devereaux. Ranger infielders trying to keep their throwing hands warm between pitches. 0-1 pitch, swing, and a miss. The wind chill got to be down in the 30s out there on the field. Will Clark tucking his left hand into the inside of his waistband. McLemore keeping his right hand up in his shirt, Napoleon style. Benji Gill with his arms folded, keeping his right hand under his left armpit. Dean Palmer, doesn't bother him apparently. He's not doing anything but pounding his mitt. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Martinez. Swing and a miss at a forkball. And Hernandez comes up with a big strikeout. His second strikeout. 2 men gone in the fourth. And here's Karkovice, who played a big part in that 2-run third inning when he was hit on the left hip with a pitch. For Karkovice, the first time he's been hit this year. The 8th place hitter hitting 188 coming in the game. You hate to do that, and Hernandez paid for it. Pitch to him, swung on, grounded to third. Palmer plays it on a tricky hop. Guns across, and the side is retired. 1 hit and a man left for the White Sox in the fourth, and we go to the fifth with the Rangers leading 4-2.
Their pitcher and catcher talking it over now. Saturday, May 31st.
With 37 steals. This season, he's still looking for his first one. No score in the game. Third inning, one away. Another toss by Ritz to first.
Alan Embry to start throwing. Embry, the lefty, Balucky, the right-hander. 3-2 count to Larkin. And the payoff on the way. Barry swings and he hits a soft liner in the center field for a base hit. 9 up now for the Reds. And Ruben Sierra, the batter. Larkin's first hit of the game. Sierra 1 for 3. Single was last time up. By 4. And the wind's really kicking up. Engel sets and delivers, and a swing and a miss by Sierra. Engel sets, he delivers, swung on, and that's popped into right field. Foul, giving chase Andrew Jones, and right in back of the mound in the Reds bullpen, he makes the catch, and that's the inning. Well, base hit, a runner left, and after 7, Braves 7, Reds 3.
And a foul ball back by Bell. 1-2. Astros baseball brought to you by Brewery Fresh Butter.
Expos have blown some leads already this year. I'm sure they don't sense that the game is over yet. What I've been doing with a lot less money to work with, how they're supposed to make it. They have the traditional. As a provocation.
Dangerous is one that they
You went to last year at the back. What they will
Scooted back to second.
3 unlimited looks into the bottom of the spot. Generation.
Then more.
After the third baseman his first time. Left-handed hitter down here hitting 286, a home, 7 left in. Roger Clemens set the deal, picks up the sign from Santiago in the first pitch of the game. High fastball, the count 1-0. Johnny Bowman 3 for 4 last night with a couple of runs driven in. Single up the middle and 2 runs for the Royals. We had 1 last night in 10 innings. Tonight 1-0 Toronto in the 6th. Clemens 1-0 pitch. Fastball strike on the inside corner. Dane was kind of dancing around the batter's box when that pitch was delivered. Off on the next, Goodman. If anybody gets on, Jay Bell. 1-1 pitch. Shot hit right field. Guys, I'm going to say it, he's getting better. Yeah, he's swinging the bat pretty well right now. Going up plate with a little bit of confidence, getting some regular playing time. You take a look at the next game, we're in the bottom of the 6th inning. The Royals have had 1 scoring opportunity so far. How many more do you get the rest of the night against a guy like Clemens? You can take advantage. You're still in a 1-run ball game. And you struggle throughout against this guy. He's had outstanding stuff. I think you got to go to the short game. Got to get him on in scoring position. You got the right part of the order up. See if you can get him home. Here's Offerman. He has struck out in single tonight. Spread shortened up at third. He's second the run. Clemens steps off and takes a look at Damon at first. So back in the 4th inning when the Royals had that chance, they got their first 2 runners on base. And then Santiago picked a runner on second. So that's probably Offerman now drives one to left field. And Green right there to make the catch. So the Royals didn't bunt. Offerman went after it, hit it to left field, but was out. And now Tom Goodwin, Walker 2 with a bunt single tonight, is up there.
We have seen Bob Boone a lot over the last couple of years give a hitter one pitch or one strike to handle in an at-bat, and nothing happens on it. Then he goes to the bunt. And I think that was Jose Altuve's one pitch or one strike to handle. He got the fly ball to left field.
That pretty well, but hit it right at the left fielder, Sean Green. Now Goodwin in there. And the outfield extremely shallow. The third baseman, Sprague, shortened up. Carter holding Goodwin, rather Damon at first. Now the first strike Marlins. Pitch to Goodwin. He was going to swing, put the pitch up and in, and the count 1-0.
Question for you boys. If Tommy Goodwin is not hitting 2 behind Offerman, let's say if you had Jay Bell and then Kamen and Chili, do you have Offerman bunt instead of swing away?
This has been a night's work for the Cardinal youngster, Alan Bennis. He's 2-2 for the year. First and third, 2 out. Here's a look. Here's a fake to third and a look at first. Cardinals getting some help up north from Montreal. Montreal leads Houston 8-4 after 5. Giants beat Pittsburgh 6-1. From the stretch. Here's a pitch. Swing and a foul. Strike 2. Well, the Cardinals 1-1. And lost 2 against Colorado. Then won both games from the Giants. So they're 3-2 on this homestand with 2 to play, including this one. They could make it a very good one. They could win here tonight, come from behind and win, and then win again tomorrow. Ben is trying to get out of this 5th inning. He's allowed a walk and 3 hits. And a total of 8 hits and a total of 4 walks. First and third, 2 gone. And a fake to third and a look at first again. And the Cardinals have an idea with the number 8 hitter up there. 2 out and a 2-strike count. They might try to steal a run with Alou at third base and Floyd at first base. From the stretch, 0-2 to the batter. And the pitch, swing and a miss. He struck him out. That is a total of 8 strikeouts for Bennis. 2 left for Florida. They have stranded 9.
Say what?
9 runners in the first 5 innings and hit into a double play. But in the 5th, they get 2 runs on 3 hits and a walk. They leave 2. Cardinals come to bat. It'll be to Shields and then Bennis. Then the leadoff hitter, Clayton. Cardinals trail by a run now. Florida leads it 2-1.
Big call inside corner, 1-1. And yet, the Expos stayed in contention late into the season. Otherwise, they might have traded some veterans last year along the way. 1-1 pitch, up and in, a ball.
Yeah, it would have helped them get some young players in return, because this is a team that's always strapped for budgetary reasons. They don't draw very well, and a lot of their stars are playing elsewhere.
2-1 pitch, swing and a miss. At a pitch away from Andrews. 2-2.
Moises Alou, Larry Walker, Marquise Grissom. That was an outstanding outfield, and they're all in 3 different cities now.
The Expos were 88 and 74 last year. 2-2 from Lima. Swing and a miss. He struck out. Andrews. That's his first strikeout, and good to see Lima get his sea legs after 15 days off, Vince.
He really needed it. He was, poor guy, was just going crazy.
Well, now Carlos Perez will bat. Nobody warming up in the bullpen as he comes to the plate. He's 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. So Felipe Alou really trying to squeeze a lot out of the left-hander tonight. Pitch to him, fastball, swing and a miss, strike 1.
I mean, you don't know that it's going to be another 15 days before Jose pitches again, but at least he has a chance to end this one on a good note, to have some positive thoughts and gain some confidence.
The 0-1 pitch, low outside, a ball, 1-1. It really is a key point because he had given up runs in his 4 previous outings as he trudged off the mound on the 15th against Montreal, so he had to sit on that for a long time. The pitch a ball, 2-1 now.
Well, anytime you're struggling, if you're a pitcher, you want to pitch. You get out of it, and if you're a hitter, you want to hit.
Yeah, want to get out of those slumps, whether it's on the mound or at the bat. Here's the 2-1 now. Swinging a foul ball, a real hack by Perez. 2-2 now.
Things with the mayor of Messina over on the other side.
Doing very well. He has the family here tonight from Messina. One of his daughters was dancing with Yuppie, in fact, on the dugout roof of the Astros. 2-2 pitch is coming, and that's low, ball 3 to Perez. Kresolanic on deck, and he's only 4 for 4, so Lima wants to get this guy. Whoops, time called. Ball boy came out, and now Charlie Williams will take those baseballs. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Montreal 8, Houston 5 in the 6th. Now Lima with a pitch to Perez. He swings and rips one foul first base side. Way up into those yellow seats, that second tier of seating. Oh, this place is big, isn't it? Alan Ashby was asking us, when did they put that orange roof on this place? I don't remember that. He would have to ask questions, which we can't answer. 3-2 coming. There's a little chopper foul behind the plate. Takes us back several years, though. They used to have the retractable roof, which was lifted up on those huge cables to the Olympic Tower, which is, what, 7 or 8 stories high, maybe?
At least that.
You've been up in that thing, haven't you?
Yeah. The Klingon ship.
We expect this place to take off after the game tonight, and we'll be broadcasting from Jupiter tomorrow. Here's the 3-2 pitch. There's a foul ball by Perez.
Had so many problems with that mechanism where when they wanted the roof open, that it would just jam or wouldn't work properly, or get it back down, it wouldn't come all the way down securely. So they just decided several years ago, I think in '92, to make this a domed stadium full time.
And this roof has never come off since then. Here's the 3-2 now from Lima. It's strike 3 call. He got Perez looking. And that's 5 in a row for Jose after the single by Segui. Milo Hamilton rejoins Vince in just a moment. After 6 now, it's Montreal 8 and Houston 5.
On to the top of the 7th inning. The Astros trailing the Expos 8-5 from Olympic Stadium. On a night where Darryl Kyle, who had pitched more innings, gone deeper into games than any other starter in the National League, is knocked out in the 4th. And Carlos Perez, who thought like he might not have completed the 3rd, answers the bell here in the 7th. So he gets ready to face Ray Montgomery, who'll pinch hit for Jose Lima. Then back to the top of the order for the Astros with Craig Biggio and James Mouton. This series wraps up tomorrow. Then back home for the weekend with the Marlins. See if the Astros can play some come-from-behind baseball tonight here at the expense of Montreal. Say about the 7th. Take you the rest of the way tonight here on Astros Radio. Once again, here's Milo.
All right, Vince, as we look at the total board, 8-12-1 Montreal. Houston 5-8-1. I tell you, Lima, for a guy that hadn't pitched in 2 weeks, threw pretty good stuff and had good location.
Yeah, you hope that puts him in a better frame of mind. He was like a caged animal, knowing that he hadn't pitched, and yet the team had been playing well, where there wasn't any opportunities. And he sure leaves on a positive note, retiring the last 5 guys in a row.
Montgomery will lead it off in the pinch hitter's role. They've already got their bullpen working, and it's David Veers. Telford pitched his game already in the bullpen. They weren't going to warm him up again. Off-speed pitch for a strike on Montgomery. Montgomery has had a couple of hits. One of those in 7 tries off the bench. Look out, almost nipped him. That really rode in on the Spider-Man. 1 ball, 1 strike. Right-hand pinch hitter against the left-hander. And the left-hander tonight had a few extra lives. He was for the taking earlier. Fouled up this way. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Montgomery's first at-bat of the year against this club. Here's the pitch. Swinging, lined it down the left side. If it doesn't hook, it's a fair ball, and it goes down into the corner. And he is going to be at second base. Did he stand there and admire, thinking it was going to hook?
He thought it was going to be a foul ball. He stood there. He's fortunate to be at second base.
Well, he had another thing going for him. Rodriguez is playing left.
Yep. to turn it down the line, and he turned over on it. It just did stay fair, but he wasn't exactly busting it down. He kind of thought it was just going to keep on hooking, and then watched, saw fair, and started the engine again. So Dave Veers is relieving Carlos Perez. Perez leaves to some cheers, but he got by with a couple of innings here tonight. And Veers has come on. Dave, the former Astro, and now a proud papa for the first time. His wife Robin gave birth over the winter to a baby girl. No record, one save. This is his team-leading 13th appearance. He's got a 3.18 ERA. Dave has worked 17 innings. He's allowed 14 hits, 6 runs, 2 long balls. He's walked 6 and struck out 10. David Veers was so effective for the Astros a couple of years ago. That 103-inning performance out of the pen last year got up to a very slow start for Montreal and finished up much better. We saw him in one of the games in the Dome. The game they won 7-5, but he had a rocky outing and helped. Really, his pitching helped the Astros get back in it. An inning and a third, 3 hits, 3 runs all earned. So he struggled in that outing. Last year we saw him 8 times. He was 1-0, but a very high ERA of 9.45 because 4 of his 8 outings he struggled. So as he warms it up, let's break it right here at the top of the hour on the Astros Radio Network. Say hello to our fans in Beaumont, KLBI, Brenham, KWHI, and Bryan College Station. They hear the Astros on WTAW. This is Biggio, 1 for 3 with an RBI. Goes after a breaking pitch down and away. Good velocity on his fastball, slider, straight change, and the thing that really brought him along with us was when he developed that good split-fingered pitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. No balls and 1 strike. Biggio trying to keep something going after the leadoff pinch double by Montgomery that chased the starter Perez. Stretch pitch swung on line. Foul! That was just as close to being fair as the other one, but this one did bend off about 290 down the line. But a good swing on a hanging slider from Veers. Dave had a 4-inning performance just a few days ago for the Expos. He had to stretch it out when they were having problems with the bullpen.
And that was one of the reasons they went along with Perez longer tonight than they might have when he was struggling.
The last outing was 2 days ago, 1 inning, and no decision against the Cubs.
0-2, he's out in front of Biggio. Mouton is on deck. Trying to get it to Bagwell here. Montreal leading 8-5. They had a pair of 3s in the 4th and 5th. Segui's homer was a big blast because it took him on top after they had trailed 4-1. When he hit it, it was 4-2 Houston. They sent a lot of men to bat in the 4th and 5th innings. Checking in at second, Veers brings it to Biggio. Look out, he hit him in the shoulder. Boy, Veers is pounding his glove, and Biggio not getting up right away. Lose a guy on an 0-2 when you've already come in with a man at second base. See if we can take an advantage of that, Vince.
He does wear that heavy armor on his left elbow and upper arm. I don't know if it deflected the blow or not. It might have caught more of the shoulder as fastball kept on riding in. And Craig Tragan, the way he was fortunate. We got a chance to take another look at it. He did use that elbow as defense, and it ricocheted off of that piece of armor.
Southwestern Bell baseball fact. Current Astros minor league pitching coach Jack Billingham was one of the Expos' original 30 getting selected in the National League expansion draft in October of '68 off the Dodgers roster. Count on Southwestern Bell for the communication services you'll use every day. Yes, it's that simple.
Do you think when we see Sean Barry back in the games that he'll be wearing one of those as well?
Wore one yesterday and hit a home run with it on. And it kind of befuddled Biggio a little. He said it took some time for him to get used to it. Barry puts it on. Next hit, boom, out of the park. Here's Mouton, a big 2-run double in the third being lifted in favor of Gonzalez.
Bell, in comes the pitch. Slider wide. It's 2-1.
You know the mathematical formula for wind chill? Do you know how to figure it out?
No.
You would? 48 degrees, 37 mile an hour winds. That's what those poor devils are out there playing in.
The count is 2-1 to Bell. Witt looks back at second base. And here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Another breaking ball. Albert was a mile out in front, expecting Witt would throw him a fastball. And Bobby did not. He took something off the slider. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and 2 on. Witt stays right on the rubber, looking into Henry Mercedes for the sign. Pudge Rodriguez picking a pretty good night to take his first day off. The stretch by Witt. The pitch to Bell. Swung on and fouled off. A little roller into the Rangers dugout. Johnny Oates said he felt that Rodriguez, for the first time this year, looked tired last night. Pudge's hitting streak came to an end. He went 0 for 4, but Johnny said for the first time, Pudge seemed a little short on energy. And by resting him tonight, he actually gives him 2 consecutive days off with an off day tomorrow. The Rangers are about to start a stretch Friday where they play 32 games in 33 days. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swinging a high fly to right field. Not very deep. Caught up in the wind. Here comes Devereaux in and toward the line. He's got it. And the side's retired. No runs on 1 hit. 2 men left. This is now an official ball game as we go to the 6th. It's the Rangers 4, the White Sox 2.
Now hear this. The truth about
18,278 tickets sold for tonight's Titanic struggle. 18,278. 1 pitch, 1 gone here in the 9th. And now Billiard will bat for the first time. Fans, you can count on Kroger for fast checkout. All check lanes are open 4 to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Kroger, you can count on us. And a line drive over Boone and into right center, base hit. Lenny Harris, of course, playing out there in right. Looks like Mike Mordecai is going to come to the plate and pinch hit for Mike Bilecki. Mordecai batting the right-hander, and the pitch is in there for a call strike. Boy, a night that started out so well for Ray Knight's club, but has turned ugly, as has been the case more often than not. Pitch way outside and low, a breaking ball. Alan Embry is going to be the man to finish things up for Atlanta. He's a left-hander. Gets Indian warming up along the left field foul line. Runner at first, 1 out. And Mordecai takes the strike. Batting .356 in limited time with a run batted in. Again missing with a breaking ball away. 2-1. Bonus, pitcher number 5 of the night. And a fly ball. Right center field. Deion Sanders waving Lenny Harris off. Caught it, 2 out. ID time coming up. We pause for station identification. Get those buttons ready, folks, on the Reds Radio Network. 2 men out, and here's Kenny Lofton, who's had a hit in 5 trips. They've not needed his offense tonight.
Strike at the belt on the outside corner. When the wind gusts up that high, they're playing in a wind chill of approximately 13 degrees. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Devereaux fouls it back out of play, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. So it's got to get a lot worse than this in your experience and judgment.
There's got to be more rain. There's just not enough rain falling for them to stop the game, and obviously they're not concerned with the wind. At least they're not going to stop it strictly because of the wind at this point. You know, they've got to give the White Sox a chance to come back. That's part of it. If the game were tied, it might be a different situation, but it's not.
2 balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch to Devereaux is low and away, and the count is full.
And the 2-2 pitch on the way to Lofton. Bouncing ball to first. Fielded by Hal Morris. Underhand toss. Dropped by Ricky Bonas. Heading for third. Rafael Belliard. Heading for second. Kenny Lofton. Unbelievable. That'll be an error on Bonas. It was a very easy toss by Hal Morris. Nothing wrong with the underhand toss he made. Bonas just dropped it. So charge Bonas with an error. Runners at second and third. And the batter will be Michael Tucker, who's had a career night tonight. 4 hits, a career high. 3 singles and a home run. He's driven in 3 runs. He is now batting .410 for the year with 18 RBIs. Ten runs, 16 hits for Atlanta. 3 runs, 9 hits, 2 errors now for Cincinnati. 2 men out here in the top of the 9th. Bonas from the stretch delivers to Tucker. At the knees for a called strike, 0-1. The stretch again by the right-hander, and the 0-1 delivery to Tucker. Swing and a miss, and the count 0-2 on Michael Tucker. Lead. Lofton off second. Belliard off third. Here's the stretch by Bonas, and the 0-2 pitch on the way. Almost hit him. Fastball right around the belt inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
That's what got him going last at bat.
Bonas now steps off the rubber. Here's the stretch. And the 1-2 pitch on the way. Tucker swings, hits one foul over near the Cincinnati dugout. It remains a ball and 2 strikes. Is ready. Here's the stretch on the 1-2 pitch on the way. Tucker swings, line drive, base hit, center field. 2 more runs will score. Belliard is home. Here comes Lofton around third. He scores. 2 more RBIs for Tucker. He has now driven in 5 runs tonight with a 5-hit performance. And the Braves now lead it 12-3. What a night for Michael Tucker. A 5-hit game, a 5 RBI game. 2 Braves have driven in 5 runs tonight. Fred McGriff also has 5 RBIs.
You never see that happen. 2 guys in the same game.
And the batter is Chipper Jones. Chipper's 2 for 4 with a walk, pair of singles. First pitch is on the outside corner for a called strike, 0-1. 12 runs, 17 hits now for Atlanta. And a lot of the crowd that was here is no longer. They have begun filing out the last couple of innings. Pitch to Chipper Jones. Ground ball to first. Knocked down, now booted and dropped by Hal Morris. And Chipper Jones will be safe. That'll be an error on Morris, and the Cincinnati Reds are just completely falling apart in this one. Charge Morris with an error. Tucker winds up at second. 3rd error of the night.
You know, you feel for him because after Morris made the play on Kenny Lofton, he tossed a Bonas who looked away too soon. And then you knew that Morris was going to try to hurry to make the play himself, so he didn't have to toss it to Bonas, and he boots one.
Runners at first and second for Fred McGriff, who has grounded out, singled, homered twice, and walked. He's driven in 5 runs. The stretch. And the pitch to McGriff is low and inside, ball 1. 12-3, Atlanta leading. Here's the 1-0 pitch on the way. McGriff swings, bouncing ball up the middle. Larkin has it near the bag at second, throws on to first in time. And that is out number 3 here in the 9th inning. But the Braves pick up 2 more runs. They do it with 2 more hits. 2 errors committed by...
And here's Benji Gill, who has grounded to first and flied to left. And
was with us. He said, I'm writing a column. I said, yeah, I know. There's good news and there's bad news. Bad news is you're writing it. The good news is we don't have to read it. They're printing it in Alabama. I doubt if he's writing one now. He's been replaced as a closer by Brocale, right? Boy, talk about a turn of affairs. There's a strike. And it is 0-2 to Rondell White, who had a big 2-run double in the 5th to drive in runs 6 and 7. And that was off Garcia. Fly ball down the right side. It's a long run by Abreu. He doesn't get there. It's foul. Well, he went a long way trying to get it, though, Vince.
Even made a slide onto that tartan surface, the warning track, which goes all the way around the ballpark. Just couldn't quite get there. Yeah, Doug Brocale goes from opening day starter for the Tigers to closer in less than a month.
And Buddy Bell described it this way. He said he seems to be a little more fierce, and Todd Jones doesn't seem to have the appetite to be a closer. And we had heard that before. Here is the 0-2. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball and a 1-2-3 inning for Springer. So he does his job just like Lima did. And we're going to the 8th inning. Time to go to work with those bats again. Montreal leading 8-5.
That's the clever idea.
Well, if your group of 30 or more is looking for an outing filled with fun, excitement, and Reds baseball, then the Reds Group Sales Department has got just the ticket. Reds have reserved special group seating for all home games. You can call the Reds Group Sales office at area code 513-421-4510. The extension is 4350 and get all the entertainment options available to groups of 30 or more. Again, that number, area code 513-421-4510, extension 4350. Alan Embry, a left-hander, going to work on Brooke Fordyce here in the Reds' 9th, and he throws the strike. Embry was considered probably the hardest-throwing left-handed reliever in the American League with the Indians. He, of course, came over in that big trade when Grissom and Justice went to Cleveland, and Kenny Lofton came from the Indians to the Braves. Embry works from the stretch, and he throws and misses. This is his 9th appearance as a win and a loss with a .579 earned run average. In fact, has only pitched 4 2/3 innings. Brian Klesko is now playing first base for Atlanta. And the pitch. And a broken bat, one bouncer hit to third. Here's the throw across. It's in time, and there's one out. One down here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Tony Graffinino is also in the lineup for the Braves. He's at second base. Now Klesko at first, Graffinino at second. Belliard short, Chipper Jones third. Here's Lenny Harris batting for the first time tonight. And Embry throws, and Harris takes a strike. One out in the home 9th, and Lenny waves at a fastball to fall behind 0-2. And the 0-2 delivery. Here it comes. This with it, a breaking ball. Deion Sanders, who's the Bullets lead the Chicago Bulls 88-81 with 5:40 to go in the fourth quarter. Trying to keep that series alive. Embry ready, and the 1-2 pitch on the way to Harris. Fly ball along the line in left. Tucker is going to have trouble with it if he can get to it in foul territory. He made the catch in foul ground. Reaching up against that wall with very little room to spare there. Michael Tucker somehow able to get a glove on that ball. There's only about 6 or 7 feet of foul territory in the last 30 feet or so in both the left field corner and the right field corner in foul ground. And Michael Tucker kind of tiptoeing in there was able to get a glove on that ball right up against the wall in foul territory. Made the catch, 2 outs, and here's Deion Sanders.
Have a night, Michael.
5 hits tonight for Michael Tucker, including a home run. 5 RBIs tonight for Michael Tucker. And now a great catch for Michael Tucker. Here's Deion Sanders, 2 for 4 with 2 outs and the bases empty in the bottom of the 9th. Embry delivers to Sanders. Right through there for a called strike 0-1. Braves need one more out to set a major league record for the most wins ever by a major league team in the month of April. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Bouncing ball, left side. Chipper cuts in front of Belliard, gets a glove on it, and kicks off his glove, and Deion Sanders reaches safely. And they're going to get Deion Sanders a base hit on that one. Very generous scoring.
I tell you, Chipper's had a couple of plays already this year where he's been the beneficiary of some hometown scoring that were ruled base hits instead of errors.
So Sanders aboard with 2 outs. The batter will be Hal Morris. He's 0 for 3 with a sacrifice. That's the 10th Cincinnati hit. The stretch by Embry. The pitch on the way to Morris. Little bouncing ball onto the first base side of the mound. Fielded by Embry. Reaches over and tags Morris. And that's it. The Braves have come to Cincinnati and picked up where they left off in Atlanta with the Reds. Final score. The Atlanta Braves 12, the Cincinnati Reds 3.
Fielder and former umpire Steve Palermo, who now is a TV broadcaster for the Yankees. There goes Buford, and the pitch is swung on and nubbed out in front of the plate. Darwin off the mound, fields it and flips to first. And the side is retired in the 6th. The Rangers come up with 2 runs on 2 hits. There's 1 man left in the middle of the 6th. It's 6-2 Texas.
It is apparent he is not scared. He doesn't play afraid.
And he's getting more comfortable as each day goes along over at first base. They have Rick Helling, a right-hander, loosening in the bullpen, and it appears he'll be the hurler in the bottom of this 6th inning.
Here's Renteria in a foul tip, strike 1. Bennis would like to have his first 1-2-3 inning, and if he can do that, he'll have Sheffield leading off in the 7th. And that would be terrific. Schaefer plays in at 3rd. Renteria takes a breaking ball, strike. Strike 2, off-speed breaking pitch. And he is quickly in the hole with 2 out and the bases empty. Cardinals leading 6-2, 6th inning. Another pitch from Alan Bennis. He swings and misses. He struck him out. Mike, I tell you who looks good. That DeFelice behind the plate.
I love him, Jack. I'm going to tell you, he's got a chance of being an outstanding receiver. If he ever gets a little lucky, gets his feet on the ground, becomes comfortable, he might start to hit. You'll never get him out of there.
Well, that's nice.
And another single and 4 RBIs. Will be leading it off. Other scores in the National League. They go to the bottom of the 8th inning. San Diego trying to snap a 7-game slide. Trail the Mets 3-2. LA and Philadelphia go to the 9th inning. And the Dodgers lead that game by a count of 4-3. Florida try to win their 6th in a row. They're trailing at St. Louis 6-2. They go to the 6th inning. And let's dot all the I's, cross all the T's, give you all the information when we wrap it all up in the postgame show. Here is Segui, the switch hitting first baseman. Jacked his average up to 356 with 3 for 4 tonight. Fouling it off. Out of play. Fletcher will be next. We are in the 8th inning, and they have brought the big fireman to work in their pen, Lee Smith. Probably the last of the Cubbies in the early 80s. Here's the pitch. And bounces it up there.
How early? Wasn't Rhino? When was Rhino there? Like 82?
Yeah. That'd be about the pair, I guess. Here's the pitch swung on, fouled out of play way up to the left side.
We had Dunston and Camp, what, in 84?
But didn't make the team.
That Lee Smith, if he's warming up, will probably come into the game, and he'll be gunning for career save number 475.
Foul back.
The score stays the same.
Going to have probably this year and some of next year to hit what would be unbelievable 500. strike. Yes, says the third base umpire. That means it's a strikeout, and Segui thought he was doing all that swinging in self-defense, but it's a swinging strikeout. 4 in a row retired by Springer. The last 2 on strikeouts. Here's Fletcher, 1 for 4, had a single in the third inning.
The Astros got themselves a break on that one.
Yep. A little low, a ball to Fletcher. Rodriguez due up next, so Springer, a right-hand reliever, is going to have to look at 3 guys from the left side in a row here. Here's the 1-0. Swinging and missing, and it is a ball and a strike. Here's the pitch. Down and in. Too tight on the shins. 2 balls and a strike. Takes on Martinez. Here's the 2-2. Whoa, boy, that looked like a pretty good pitch. Didn't get a call from Charlie Williams. But sometimes you have to get in line for that. Ready for a 3-2. Springer to Fletcher. Whoa, ran it up and in, struck him out swinging. 3 strikeouts in a row for the right-hand reliever, Russ Springer. Here's O. Henry. Singled, sac fly, walk, and a bounce out to Bagwell. So he's 1 for 2 with a run batted in on his night's work. Yeah, Lee Smith is no longer just warming up, folks. Ball outside. Coming along the last couple of years, knowing that he's not going to throw the ball through the backstop anymore. Smith has added a couple pitches to his repertoire. There's a swing, line drive into right field, a 2-out single for Rodriguez. Hit number 1 off Springer is retired 5 in a row. That's 13 hits for the Expos. Here's Santangelo. Santangelo's 1 for 3 plus a walk. Here's the pitch. Strike called. 288 average for F.P. Santangelo, a guy who'd play any place you put him. And probably wouldn't embarrass you. Here's the pitch to him. Down low, a ball. It is 1-1. Springer working in the 8th.
He's already proven he's just about willing to run through a wall for you, the way he did a head-first dive into first base in Houston when he tumbled over the bag and came out of that game, but played a couple days later.
Tight on the hands with a breaking ball, too tight, and it's 2 balls and a strike. 2-1 as he stretches and checks on Rodriguez at first. Pitch on the way. Popping it up on the third base side. Bogar under, Bogar there. 2 nice innings out of the pen for Springer. He and Lima have done a good job coming out of that bullpen. So it's the 9th inning, and Big Lee Smith is headed to the hill for Felipe Alou. We go to the 9th. Montreal leading 8-5.
6-2 Rangers as we go to the 7th inning, and another new pitcher for the Chicago White Sox, Alan Levine, a right-hander from Belleville, Illinois, born in nearby Park Ridge, drafted in the 11th round by the White Sox 6 years ago, and he spent 6 years in the minor leagues before coming up to the White Sox last year and making his major league debut. He was up and down between the White Sox and AAA last year. He had 3 stints up here, as a matter of fact, for a total of 16 games. And Levine, so far this year, for Terry Bevington's team, 1-1 with a .476 earned run average in 9 outings, over which he has worked 11 1/3 innings. He's given up 9 hits and 6 runs, all of them earned. 1 home run. He's walked 7 and struck out 10. And Alan Levine, first time the Rangers have seen him, comes on in the 7th inning to face Palmer, Clark, and Sims. Dean Palmer has been aboard all 3 times tonight. Walked in the first inning and scored on the Sims grand slam and is singled and doubled since then. So the 4th pitcher of the night for Terry Bevington. Pitch to Palmer. Up high, ball 1.
According to some of the White Sox media, this is not the worst weather the Sox have played in this year.
Go on.
They've had
not
winds,
even this year?
They've had winds stronger than this and colder temperatures.
1-0 pitch to Palmer, fouled back, 1-1.
Not necessarily with the precipitation mixed in. I wonder what the record is for the biggest temperature drop during the course of a game. We're at, what, 18 degrees?
We're bumping up against 20. We are. 1-1 pitch, swung on and nubbed foul back at the plate, 1-2.
So we've gone from 65 to just over 47.
My. Just looking at the base umpires are having trouble now staying warm. Gary Cedarstrom down there at third has got his hands jammed so far down in his pockets. Look at Jerry Naron, the third base coach for the Rangers. He's got one of those red ski masks. Here's the 1-2 pitch.
In career appearances now for Lee Smith. This year, left-handers have done virtually nothing against him. They've gone just 2 for 21. Veteran right-hander stretches and brings it. Swinging. High foul slicing out of play over to the left side. Lee Smith, nothing ever seems to bother him, thank goodness. He's 6'6", 270, and I'm not sure when they last did that 270. That might be kind. He's just a hulk of a man, that's all. Here's the 3-2. Down, and he worked it for a walk. And Lee Smith, like a lot of times, he got a wife's a little peanut. Well, the thing with a 3-run lead, maybe you think that he might tend to relax a little bit, and if you can just get a couple of guys on and one lightning bolt, you can, even though it's late and we've been here a while, wouldn't mind starting all over again. This is Montgomery. Pinch hit double down the left field line in the 7th. Stayed in the game and played center field. Good speed at first, Listash. Smith checking, delivers to Montgomery. Take a big rip at a fastball, comes up empty. Lee Smith taking a little time as he walks up the first base side of the mound. One of those guys who never forgets you. He hollered at me from about 100 feet away tonight down on the field. Wanted to talk. He can do a barber job on you. Ready for an 0-1. Here it is. In there with a breaking ball this time. You just figure, I guess, if you're up there as a hitter, especially if you haven't really looked at him much, and Montgomery hasn't, but as big as he is, he's going to throw it from the 404 sign. Then when he puts a wrinkle in it, it really freezes your knees, and it's 0-2 to Montgomery. Biggio on deck. Lee Smith stretching. He'll bring it just above the letters and stop. Long look over. Here's the pitch. Swinging out over the mound, out by second. Step on the base and throw to first. Good play by Grzelcyk. He got to it. Took a little quick bunny hop to the bag. Fired to first. That's a 6 unassisted to 3 double play. It's their second double play of the night and their 32nd double play of the year. How many scouts will admit what they wrote about Grzelcyk and Lansing? Boy, what a pair they have become. So you're down to an out, trailing 8-5. Lee Smith delivers. Strike at the knees in the inside corner. The pitch that Craig shows bunt on is the one he wanted to pull the trigger on. Biggio's had one hit tonight, drove in a run in the 3rd inning. Also scored a run. 1 for 3 official. He got hit by a pitch in the 7th inning by David Beers. No balls, 1 strike. Out
Out of the stretch, the big guy brings it. Fly ball out into left center. Could drop. Does. Rolls. Goes clear to the wall. Biggio's at second with his second hit of the night. A 2-out double in the ninth for Biggio. Astros get their 10th hit of the game. They've been out hit 13-10. Biggio takes over the club lead in doubles with 6.
Lee Smith has the cushion of A, 2 outs, B, nobody on when he hit it, and C, a 3-run lead. So he can afford a little latitude here.
This is Gonzalez. He was a pinch hitter in the 7th. Stayed in the game to play left. Bounced out to the second baseman in the 7th. It moved 2 runners up. But then give Dave Veers credit. He struck out Bagwell and then got Bell on a bouncer to the left of the mound. So he got out of that mess. Smith delivers to Gonzo. Tight at the knees, a ball, and it's 1-0. Right-hand reliever, left-hand batter. Gonzalez hitting .200 as he stands in here. Here's the look by Smith. Pitch on the way. Swinging, base hit into center. Here comes Biggio. So 2 hits after 2 outs. Gonzo finally gets into that RBI column, Vince, and you said it had been a while.
Wow, this is something a bit unusual. Look at this. How often do you see Lee Smith taken out of a game with a 2-run lead and a save opportunity?
Urbina's on his way.
Who get Urbina, who throws much harder than Lee Smith, and they're grooming him for that role full time of shutting the door. He has 1 save, making his 11th appearance, 1-1 with a 1.50 ERA. 12 innings for this hard-throwing right-hander, only 5 hits allowed, 2 runs, both on homers. 4 walks and 14 strikeouts. Made his major league debut against the Astros and Mike Hampton last year, and lasted long enough to win that game 7-6.
We've seen him once this year, and Bagwell took him deep for a 3-run dinger in the dome. And that's the guy he's going to face right now. That home run tightened up that game to 7-5. We eventually lost it by that score. We worked an inning and 2/3, 1 hit, the gopher ball to Bags. Walked 1, didn't strike out anybody. Approaching 2, well, he's probably gone over 2 years now. He was about 30 days short when the season started. And he'll be looking at Bagwell, who all of a sudden represents the tying run. Urbina says he's ready. Bagwell says he is too.
Jeff also has a double. He's 2 for 4 against Urbina. And after not answering to the challenge against Dave Veers his last time up, you know, he's happy to get 1 more swing in this game.
1 for 4, drove in a run with a single in the 3rd inning. And that puts our bullpen to work. You got to think ahead. Whoa, what a rip he took and came up empty.
As he has told us in the past, he won't swing at the first pitch unless he senses it's something that he can hit hard. And he had a chance there, but there was some octane behind that delivery.
0-1. Urbina facing Bagwell, runner at first. Gonzalez, here's the pitch. Tight at the knees, a ball. Urbina's their 4th pitcher of the night. The Astros have used 4. Bagwell waiting on a 1-1. Stretch pitch on the way. Oh, ran it up and in. Swing and a miss. Well, he is bringing some gas right here. That's going to get the crowd up at Olympic. They are leading by 2. There's a runner at first. Bagwell's the tying run. 2 down in the opening game of this 2-game series, top of the 9th, as Urbina now takes a little time. Here's the pitch. Swinging and missing, and he struck him out. A save for Urbina. He just kept cranking it up on Bagwell and struck him out swinging. 7 strikeouts against the Astros in the game, and Bagwell was the victim on 3 of those strikeouts. So Montreal takes the first leg in a 2-game set. Montreal wins it 8-6. Back with the totals in just a moment.
Has thrown 2 innings. He came into the ball game with just a 2-run lead, and he would get a save under the save rule if, in fact, he is not awarded the victory. And wouldn't that be strange? Another strange thing on a very strange evening. We'll take a quick look at the out-of-town scores, and then we will send it back to our local stations for programming and monitor your lines for a continuation of this game or a call of the game. This afternoon, the Tigers beat Milwaukee 8-4, and Boston beat Anaheim early this evening 11-2. Oakland has just scored 2 runs in the top of the 10th inning in Cleveland. The A's are leading the Indians 9-7 and still batting in the 10th. Seattle is batting in the 9th inning with the Yankees leading the Mariners 3-1. A Mariners loss coupled with a Ranger win would mean the Rangers are just a half a game behind Seattle. The Mariners are also off tomorrow, so it would mean that with Juan Gonzalez expected to rejoin the Rangers on Friday, Texas would have stayed within a half a game of first place. Now, the tarpaulin crew, unable to hold the tarp as they try to stretch it out over the infield, has had the tarp blown out of their hands between second and third base, and the infield, which had been covered for a moment, is no longer covered as the tarpaulin has blown all the way to the first baseline, and they're going to give it another shot.
Well, they're in some disarray, too, as they try to figure out. This wind is so ridiculously strong, it is billowing the tarp, filling it with air, and pulling it out of the hands of these burly grounds crew members, and it looks like a balloon being inflated for the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. The wind is kind of swirling in under the tarp and filling it up and turning it like into a big balloon. And they can't get the thing down on the infield. Oh, this could be a real adventure.
In Minnesota, in the comfort of the Metrodome, the Orioles are leading the Twins 6-3. And Toronto leading Kansas City in the bottom of the 9th inning 1-0. Mike Timlin has come on to try and protect that shutout for Roger Clemens. In the National League, the Dodgers beat the Phillies tonight 7-5. The Giants beat Pittsburgh 6-1. And the Braves beat Cincinnati by the score of 12-3. So Atlanta is 19-6. Boy, there are some hot teams over there. The Giants are 17-7. The Colorado Rockies going into tonight's game with the Cubs with a 16-7 record are pounding the Cubs 6-0. That one's in the bottom of the 6th in Denver. Montreal has beaten Houston 8-6 in Canada. The Mets beat San Diego 6-2. The Mets have gotten hot. They are now 12-14 and have won 4 games in a row. And the Cardinals are leading Florida 6-2 at Busch Stadium. That one in the bottom of the 7th.
They've had to drive a tractor onto the tarp to hold one edge down. Now they've got an electric cart at the far edge to hold those 2 sides down. They've got another tractor in the far corner. They're bringing out 2 more tractors. It's going to take 5 motorized vehicles to sit on top of the tarp so that these, how many grounds crew people do they have out there? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Yeah, they got between 30 and 45 people out there. And it's taking every one of them and 5 motorized vehicles to hold this big blue tarp down because of the strength of the wind. And I think we have seen now the beginnings of the next great disaster movie. Tarp.
Yeah, generally on the first rain delay, which is what this technically is, the umpires will wait at least an hour and 25 minutes before calling a game. You wonder if they may act a little quicker tonight should there be no sign of the weather changing. We are in the top of the 7th. The Rangers are leading by the score of 6-2. They have runners at first and third and nobody out against right-hander Al Levine, and we are now in a rain delay. So we are going to send it back to your local stations for programming. Please monitor the lines for a continuation of tonight's broadcast. Whether or not the game is called, we will come back. If the game is called, the Rangers will have won. We will do a complete post-game show for you with a scoring recap and the out-of-town scoreboard, and hopefully a star of the game interview. So stay with us. Rangers leading the White Sox 6-2. We are in a rain delay, and we send you back to your local stations. Eric Nadel for Brad Sham saying for just a short while, so long, everybody.
Well, that's why the Cubs are 8-16 coming in here, to be honest with you.
That's as succinct summary as you can get. Tatis ready, left-hander against left-hander. Walker up there with runners at first and second. The pitch, look out, hit him. The crowd doesn't like it. Walker never shows emotion. He just heads down to first base, and the bases are loaded for the big cat. Nice night for Larry Walker after he was robbed of extra bases on a great catch by McRae right up against the center field wall. He homered in the fourth, singled in a run in the fifth. Now he's hit by a pitch, and that loads him up for the big cat. Boy, these Cubs relievers this inning have been wild. Wendell walked 2. Now Tatis comes in and flunks Walker. Here's the cat. First pitch to him. Swung on, hit deep. Deep center field. It's gone, and it's gone. Slam, big cat. It's 11-0. Galarraga with his 5th of the year. Rockies have blown it wide open here in the 6th inning. The Cubs pay for their wildness. The hit batsman and 2 walks in this inning cashed in. It's 11-0. Rockies have a 7-run 6th inning on the board. That was a no doubt.
That's his 5th as a member of the Colorado Rockies.
Here's Dante, and the pitch is up high to him. That pitch was on the outside edge of the plate, but up enough, about mid-thigh, a fastball, and Galarraga drives the ball to right center as well as anybody. That ball almost into the waterfall.
Kind of incredible. He leads the National League in homers and RBIs last year. He didn't hit a single grand slam. He hadn't hit one since September 8th, 95.
Galarraga now has 22 ribbies. Dante fouls that pitch away. What a month.
Galarraga has some of his own teammates right on his heels.
Well, let's take care of a little business. Congratulations to Mike Ortiega of Littleton. He wins that $1,000 diamond from J.C. Keepsake on the J.C. Keepsake Grand Slams for Diamonds contest. Here's the 2-2 to Dante. Check swing. Bouncer out towards second. Sandberg will throw to first in time, and a huge inning is in the books for the Rockies. They had 7 runs in the inning. 2-run homer by Vinny, a slam by Cat, and as we go to the 7th, it's 11-0 Rockies. Rockies on their way to their 8th win at Coors Field this year in 11 games. Pitch fouled away by Sandberg off the screen in front of the Cubs dugout.
You know, you said something about Ryan Sandberg earlier, the all-time home run king at second base in Major League Baseball. He was also the first second baseman in Major League history to win 9 Gold Gloves. He's done it on both ends.
3-2 pitch, hot shot past Vinny, base hit in the left field. Sandberg comes up with his first hit of the night. Cubs have the leadoff man aboard, and before Dave Hansen comes up there, we'll step aside for station identification. This is the Rockies Radio Network.
Behind the Seattle Mariners. And as we look back to the Rangers championship season in 1996, the Rangers at the end of April were 16-10. They were tied for first with Seattle. And of course, the Rangers did all of this year without Juan Gonzalez, who is expected to rejoin the Rangers and play on Friday night at the ballpark against the Boston Red Sox. The Rangers finished this road trip with a record of 4-2 on the trip. They are now 7-5 for the season on the road and 7-5 for the season at home. And the Rangers remain first in the American League in team earned run. Buford then stole second base. Rusty Greer had a base hit to left, and Buford stopped at third. Dean Palmer drew a walk. The bases were loaded for Will Clark, who lined out to shortstop. That brought up Mike Sims with the bases loaded, 2 outs, and no score in the first. Here's the pitch. Swung on. High drive. Well hit to right field. Lyle Mouton is back. He's at the wall. And that ball is history. An opposite field. Home run for Mike Sims. A grand slam. It's 4-0. Mike Sims with his first career grand slam.